Facts First presents 30 Scientifically Impossible Places That Actually Exist. The world is full of beautiful places. Many places are so beautiful or unique you'd think it's something from a storybook. Well, here are 30 scientifically impossible places that actually exist. Sea of Stars. The shores of the Vadhu Island in the Maldives actually glow blue at night. The water at the shore glitters as though there are stars under the water. The island has a population of just about 500 people, and tourists come from all over the world to see this wondrous sight. According to scientists, the water sparkles due to a chemical reaction called bioluminescence. Lake Hillier. Lake Hillier in Australia is proof that not all water is blue. This lake was discovered in 1802 by a British navigator and cartographer named Matthew Flinders. The lake is bubblegum-colored, and the color of the water remains pink all year long. Even if you put water in a plastic bottle, it stays pink. Scientists don't know exactly why the lake is pink, but they do have a theory that it's the type of bacteria that causes the water to be that color. Tourists from all over the world visit the lake to see it up close. The Door to Hell. Tbilisi, Turkmenistan is home to one of the most terrifying tourist destinations on the planet. This gas crater is known as the Door to Hell. It's 226 feet in diameter and 98 feet deep. A group of Soviet engineers discovered the hole back in 1971, and at the time they believed it was just oil. When they started drilling the hole, though, the ground collapsed. When the crater was discovered, scientists decided to keep it burning to prevent poisonous gas from coming out of the hole. It's a very popular tourist destination, especially for the people who believe in the supernatural. Hum of Taos. Strange, unexplainable sounds are nothing new, but there is an eerie hum that lingers in the small town of Taos that has left people puzzled for years. The sound was first reported in 1993, and a group of locals mentioned it to Congress. To figure out where the sound was coming from, Joe Mullins, a professor of engineering at the University of New Mexico, was sent to survey the area. When Joe went to interview the citizens, only 2% claimed to have heard the sound. Joe searched for the source of the sound and never could figure it out. Circles of NAMBIA. On the Atlantic side of South Africa is a strange collection of red circular patches. They're located on the sandy ground of the Namibia Desert. Scientists have been trying to find the source of the peculiar patches known as fairy circles. The circles range from 5 feet to 130 feet wide and can only really be seen from a bird's-eye view. What makes these circles even more bizarre is the low-level magnetism. If you were to drag a magnet across the circle, it would pick up soil from inside the circle. Some scientists believe that a toxic bush called Euphorbia damarana is responsible for the circles. Others believe that it's caused by hungry termites called Hodotermus mosambicus. And of course others probably think aliens. The NAZCA lines of Peru. A geoglyph is a large design that consists of lines carved into the ground. It can also be an arrangement of materials. The NAZCA lines in Peru are the most well-known collection of geoglyphs. They're located in the Nazca Desert, and scientists believe they were made between 500 BC and 500 AD. The designs are of animals, plants, and a series of lines. It's believed that the Nazca people created them for astrology purposes. Mobile Cave. For 5.5 million years, this cave has been closed off to the world. It was opened up when the Socialist Republic of Romania workers were out searching for a place to build a nuclear power plant in 1986. Based on the fact that the cave has been sealed off for so many years, you'd think that it's uninhabitable. Scientists were shocked when they found 48 different species living in the cave. Of the 48 species, 33 are unique to the cave alone. In the cave, life is spiders, centipedes, isopods, scorpions, and leeches. It's so dark in the cave the life inside is unable to see. Although the cave is incredible, only 100 people have ever been inside. The Ringing Rocks of Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, there are rocks called sonorous rocks, and they actually make a musical sound when you strike them. The sound is so unique that many people question whether they're actually rocks at all. The Ringing Rocks are located in Ringing Rocks County Park in Pennsylvania. The stones are made of iron and other hard minerals. What makes the rocks even more unusual is that they're located at the top of a hill, and fields of rocks often occur at the bottom of a hill after an avalanche. DESSDALEN Lights. If you're visiting the Hessdalen Valley in central Norway, you might be lucky enough to see the Hessdalen Lights, which are unexplained orbs of light that show up in the night sky. The lights are about the size of a car and are bright white, yellow, or red. On some days they last a few seconds, on others they'll last for up to an hour. The lights were first reported in the 1930s and were spotted most often during the 80s. Back then the lights could be seen up to 20 times a week. Since then, the frequency has declined. Since 2010, the lights have been reported to have been seen 10 to 20 times a year. Lake KARACHAY. Lake KARACHAY is located in the Ural Mountains of Russia. It's also one of the most polluted places on Earth. In 1990, just standing near the lake could be deadly. For years, the Russian government was throwing the remnants of their nuclear meltdowns into the river that came from the Mayak Production Association. This was one of the biggest nuclear facilities in Russia. The Russian government wanted to keep the pollution a secret, but in 1990 the secret got out and people were already sick. By this point, cancer diagnoses in the area increased by 21%, birth defects increased by 25%, and 41% more leukemia diagnoses were made. Around 65% of the locals had become sick due to the radiation, but doctors called it special disease because they wanted to conceal the existence of the facility. Gruner Sea. Grun Sea, or Gruner Lake, it's located in Styria, Austria. Every year it performs a magic trick that shocks most people. Most of the year the sun shines down. During the month of June, things get crazy. In June, the park is enveloped by 36 feet of water. In the spring, the snow on the mountains starts to melt and fills the entire basin. The water drowns the tree trunks, park benches, and even a bridge. Divers used to visit the area when it was underwater, but since 2016, the park's tourist office has prohibited diving in the area. Shenetimpishka. This is a river located deep in the Amazon that actually boils. For a long time, scientists couldn't understand why the water boiled because the river's not located near any volcanoes. Finally, a Peruvian geothermal scientist named Andres Russo decided to visit the lake to get some answers. Russo believed the river was located in the healing site of Mayantuyacu, which was under the control of a powerful shaman. The 4-mile-long river is said to be boiling because of the spirit of a giant serpent that can bring both hot and cold water. The Double Tree of CASORZO. This tree is located in Piedmont, Italy, and it's also known as the Albero di CASORZO. The tree is incredible because the bottom of the tree is a mulberry tree, but on the top it's a cherry tree. The cherry tree portion of the tree is much larger than the mulberry tree. Scientists aren't quite sure how the two trees grew as one, but they do have a theory. They believe that a bird dropped a cherry tree seed onto the top of a mulberry tree, and the rest is history. The Petrifying Well. Mother Shipton's petrifying well turns objects to stone. This might sound like something from a fairy tale or something from Clash of the Titans, but it actually exists. For a while, people believed that Mother Shipton performed witchcraft. They thought that anything dark or tragic that occurred in the area was her and her magic. People visit the well and they put things like hats, stuffed animals, toys, and other items in the well. When they return 3 to 5 months later, the objects have turned to stone. The Beacon of Maracaibo. There's a small area in Venezuela that experiences over 1.2 million lightning strikes each year. The storm lasts for 160 days per year, and the storms light the sky with red, orange, blue, and even pink lightning. The storm is so quiet, though, you can't hear the thunder. The Blue Pond of Hokkaido. This brilliant blue pond is located in Hokkaido, Japan. When a photo of the pond was used for iOS wallpaper, many people believed that it actually didn't exist. To see for themselves, many tourists visited the pond to see it. Scientists believe the pond is so blue due to the high levels of aluminum hydroxide in the water. Because of the high levels, swimming is too dangerous, but it is incredible to look at. Kawah Ijen. This crater is located on the island of Java in Indonesia. It has blue, lava-like rivers that flow through the crevices. Most people think it's lava, but it's not. The dazzling blue glow comes from the combustion of sulfur-rich gases. When the sulfuric gas comes up through the cracks at high temperatures and pressure, it's exposed to the air, which causes the gas to ignite. It can send the flames up to 16 feet into the air. If the gas liquefies, it resembles lava. The Devil's Kettle. The Brule River is located in Judge C.R. Magny State Park, and it splits in two. The waterfall continues to flow down the river while the other side drops off in a deep, dark hole and vanishes. The vanishing waterfall is known as the Devil's Kettle, which lies along the northern side of Minnesota. Many tourists drop objects into the vanishing waterfall, hoping to see them downstream. A scientist named Jeff Green, who specializes in hydrology, gathered a team to get to the bottom of the mystery. They found that the water was not being distributed anywhere, and that led people to wonder what happened to the objects they threw in the waterfall. We still don't know today. The Crooked Forest. The Crooked Forest is located in West Poland, and it contains about 400 trees that have 90-degree angles at the base. They grow sideways for 3 to 9 feet before bending straight up. Scientists aren't sure why the trees bent this way, but they do have a theory. It's believed that they were intentionally deformed to build boats and furniture. Others believe that a massive snowstorm caused the bases to bend. The Sargasso Sea. The Sargasso Sea is 700 feet wide and 2,000 feet long and runs along the Atlantic Ocean. It has currents on both sides, and it's very warm, which is strange because it's located near the harsh, cold conditions of the North Atlantic. Also, seaweed often lays on the ocean floor, but in this sea it lays on the top. The Michigan Triangle. Most people don't know this, but Michigan has its own version of the Bermuda Triangle. It's located in Lake Michigan and stretches from Ludington to Benton Harbor, Michigan, and to Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Strange things have been happening there since 1891 when a boat disappeared. The vessel and its crew were never found. Over the years, many other odd things occurred there, and there is no scientific explanation. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. Ocean X, a team of Swedish divers, were shocked when they discovered a Millennium Falcon-like structure on the bottom of the Baltic Sea. The 2011 dive led the divers to discover that it was not a sunken ship. The structure contains stairways and a series of ramps. Further investigation is still necessary for the team to figure out precisely what this structure is. The Julia Sound. For decades, scientists have been trying to figure out what was causing the sounds known as the Julia. The sound was first recorded on March 1, 1999, and it lasted for 15 seconds. It was so loud that it was picked up by the Equatorial Pacific Ocean Hydrophone Array. The sound resembled a human moan, and scientists have no idea what caused it. Some believe that it's an iceberg breaking. The Devil's Pool of Australia. There is a creek in North Queensland, Babinda, and there's a sign posted that reads, "This creek has claimed many lives." So far, there have been 17 deaths in the creek. According to the legend, a young bride fell into the water and died, and she now haunts the swimming hole. The Black Forest. The Black Forest is located in Germany, and it looks something like you'd see in a fairy tale. It covers about 2,320 square miles, and it stretches for about 100 miles. This is one of Germany's most picturesque tourist attractions, and in the middle of the forest is the Baden-Baden Spa, which is the most popular spa in Germany. Tianzi Mountain. It's estimated that these mountains are 300 million years old. The sandstone peaks are tower-shaped, and they look like something from James Cameron's Avatar. He says he got inspiration from these mountains. Due to years of erosion and weathering, they look like alien skyscrapers. Mendenhall Caves. The Mendenhall Caves are located in Alaska, and tucked inside the 12-mile-long glacier are blue caves that you have to see to believe. They were formed when the water flowed through the crater, which created the hidden caves. The glacier's been around for close to 3,000 years, and the caves are one of Juneau, Alaska's most popular tourist attractions. The Rainbow Mountain of Peru. The Osengate Mountains, also known as the Rainbow Mountains, are one of the most unbelievable mountain ranges in the world. They are maroon, lavender, and gold, and they're said to be holy and sacred. It takes days of walking to get to the mountains, but they're so spectacular that it's worth the trip. The Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is a section of the North Atlantic Ocean where unexplained disappearances have occurred. Planes and ships have gone missing in the area, and many people believe that there is something supernatural in the waters causing these disappearances. Icy Monolith. This glacier is located in Antarctica, and it is blue ice. The ice is blue because it's so thick that light can't pass through to the other side. It's an amazing phenomena which is incredibly gorgeous. Subscribe for more.